The robe he wore was clean, but what stained him could not be washed with water. Once, on a quiet mountain in a forgotten part of the East, there stood a humble monastery, wrapped in mist and silence. In this sacred place lived Master Ananda, a wise monk known not for his sermons but for his deep silence. He guided a small group of disciples, all young seekers of peace. Among them was Suren, new to the path, full of questions, full of fire. Every morning, the disciples would walk down the stone path to the nearby village, bowls in hand, collecting alms with bowed heads and open hearts. One morning, Suren knocked on the door of a small, flower-lined house. A young woman opened it. Her hair was wet from her morning bath, her face fresh and glowing with serenity. She smiled warmly and offered him rice and lentils with bowed hands. Suren said nothing, but as he turned to leave, something had stirred inside him. The next morning, though the teaching said to visit different homes, Suren returned to hers. And the next day, and the next. One morning, arriving too early, the woman said gently, "Venerable one, I have not bathed yet. Please wait while I go to the river." Suren waited, but not at her door. He followed, hidden behind a banyan tree. He watched her bathe in the stream. His breath quickened. His eyes lingered. A war began inside him. "This is wrong," his heart whispered. But desire is louder when fed. He returned to the monastery as if nothing had happened. But something had. His mind was no longer still. His silence no longer peaceful. He began visiting her each morning, always watching from the shadows. He stopped meditating. He avoided his brothers. His eyes stayed open at night, haunted not by guilt, but by beauty. Master Ananda watched and waited. One day, the master followed Suren down the hill. He saw what he needed to see and said nothing. But when Suren returned, the master was waiting. "Come," he said softly. He led him through the forest, further than they'd ever walked, to a still pond, brown, silent, thick with mud. "Cross this pond and return," said the master. Suren hesitated, then began removing his robe. "Why remove your robe?" Ananda asked. "It will be ruined," Suren said. "The mud will stain it." The master smiled. "Ah, you worry for your robe," he said. "But your mind, your sacred, priceless mind, you let it sink into far worse than this mud." Suren's head bowed. "Lust is like this pond," the master continued. "At first, it invites you softly, but once you're in, it clings. The more you move, the deeper it pulls. You may wash a robe," he said, "but cleansing the mind takes years." Tears welled in Suren's eyes. "Master," he whispered, "I have fallen." "Falling isn't defeat," said Ananda, "but staying fallen is. Rise now, rise wiser." From that day, Suren stopped leaving the monastery. He sat, he wept, he breathed, and slowly his mind began to clear. Years passed, and when Master Ananda left his body, it was Suren who lit the final lamp. He had become a teacher known not just for his discipline, but for his compassion. He often told the young monks, "Victory over another man fades, but victory over one's own darkness lasts beyond lifetimes. What stains a mind cannot be cleansed with water, but with time, truth, and courage, every fall is a lesson in disguise, and every rise, a quiet revolution within. Mastery itself is the highest form of freedom. Lust begins as a whisper, but feed it, and it becomes a storm. Guard your mind like a sacred temple, for once mud settles there, only stillness can clear it." If this story inspired you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and tap the notification bell so you never miss a story that lifts your spirit. We'd love to hear from you. Tell us in the comments what part of today's story touched your heart the most, or share a moment when a small act of kindness made your day better. Thank you so much for watching. Stay kind, stay hopeful, and we'll see you in the next video.